that's good corn. Good morning. Well, it's a beautiful day. Sun is shining. It's a little chilly. It's supposed to be a high like 44 today. So I got the old Milwaukee heated jacket out today. We had a little snow yesterday. There's a little pile over there. It's pretty well gone, but didn't really stick. This first time we've had actual significant snowfall. So we're getting ready to go shell corn. You guys know where we're going today? That's right. It's the day we've all been waiting for months. We are going to go start shelling our irrigated corn. So, forewarning, it is going to be a slow, long process up there. It's going to take a while. Dad's going to keep the tillage stuff moving this week, so he's not going to help us, which means it's Phil and I, and maybe Ben might be around some. So, we'll see how far we get, but that's the plan. I'm putting some DEF in. I got that yesterday. It was nice to have a day off yesterday. I got to spend a lot of time with wife and kids, and we had a good day. So, but back at it this week. We're going to try really hard to get done shelling corn this week. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we'll get really close. All right, we are getting ready to go here. Combine's running. Dad's fueling up the tillage tractor. We're checking some stuff on this cart and tractor. I spent some time scraping mud off the mid rollers there, and Phil's putting a little grease in the auto luber. I think we're ready to go. All right, we are on our way up to the field here. Some of you may remember that there's a little field on the corner. It's about 13 acres. That's part of this same farm, but it's not irrigated. We're gonna start there. That's gonna be our kind of our baseline of how much the irrigation is helping, or what our control is, I guess. So we got to go up there. We also have to go around the block because, well, there's two bridges that we cannot fit on between here and that field that are a direct shot, which makes us a pain in the butt. But anyway, it's a longer trip because of it. All right, so here's our little field on the corner. And you can see over there's one of our irrigation lanes. There's a ditch that cuts this corner off, which is why it's a separate field. So I'm just getting stuff opened up here. I'm going to try and run just these end rows off right here. And then right there's Phil. We're going to go back and get the grain cart. And it's going to take us a little while to get stuff moved up here. All right, well, we're getting this little corner field done here. About half done. A little over half done, actually. 173 average, which is not bad compared to a lot of stuff this year. That's pretty good. So the irrigated stuff better be really good to make it worth it. We're gonna find out. Okay, here's the last pass in this field. 13.5 acres done. We got a 175 average here, so that's kind of going to be our benchmark baseline. There are some areas in the irrigated field that did not get water. We'll be able to compare to a little bit as well, but just kind of trying to get an idea of, you know, what we would have had we not put any water on there. Now, the one thing about this little corner field here is it does not have the sand ridge in it that one does. So that sand usually hurts us pretty bad, especially in dry years. So there is that. But expectation, I'm hoping for 250 out there. If we can average 250, I'll be thrilled. We may not get quite there with the non-irrigated corners and places that we couldn't reach with water, but we'll see. So we're gonna unload here, and then we're gonna go jump in and do some end rows over there. And then when Phil comes back with a truck, we'll have a grain cart load we can unload. And I'm probably going to go back with him, get some lunch, and then we'll bring both trucks back up here. And we're going to have to run the grain cart in that field, so it's going to take more people. Okay, guys, here we go. All right, forewarning you, the end rows, some of it gets watered, some of it does not. So I don't expect great things here. Plus, this was all replanted. These ends were all drowned out in the beginning, but there is some replant out here. I think it was about 20 acres out of the 170-ish. So not a lot, but there is some. And yeah, it's gonna be fun once we get out here a little ways. I'll keep you posted. Okay, so my grain tank is full. Our cart is still over there. I need to get over there. Think I can make it across this without getting wet? It's awfully steep. It got cleaned out last year, so it's smooth and steep. Let's see if I can find a good spot to get across. Maybe right over here. Don't fall in. There's not that much water. It's not very deep, but I don't really want to get all muddy. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, well, I fell, but I didn't fall in the water, so we made it. There's one of our lanes. Doing this last pass of end rows. This got more water than the other ones. Yeah, it's promising. There's some good stuff out here. It's a little up and down, but it's spiking up. I saw a 270 on there at one point, so that is a good thing. This is going to be fun. This is going to be lots of fun out here. Okay, the ends are done. I'm going to go get lunch and trucks. All right, it's time to go shell some irrigated corn. Ben's here to help today. So him and I are taking the 2 big trucks up. Phil's going to bring our 3rd truck over there, which we have used very sparingly this fall, but we've got it, so we might as well use it. And we'll see how it goes here today. So here's one of the bridges that I was talking about and why we have to go all the way around the section. It's too narrow to get the big equipment through, and it's too low of a weight limit to take loaded trucks across. So we can come up here empty, but not full. So we got to go all the way around the block to get back to the farm, to get to that field. Minor inconvenience, but still an inconvenience. All right, well, here we go. We're taking off this first pass right next to our first irrigation lane. Yeah, it's good corn like we thought it was going to be. This end of the field here, there's a sand ridge that works across here, and then it kind of drops off in the back, and it's better heavy clay ground back there. Usually the yield is much better in the back half. We did have a big replant pocket up here though, so we'll see. It's going to take me a minute to get everything dialed in and adjusted just the way that I want it, and we'll see how things are going to go. But so far, good signs. 240s. 240s are good, consistent 240s. 260. Here's our center lane. Right there. We've got 3 different varieties up here. Most of it for a long time here is going to be this 112 day, so that's what we've got for now. Boy, it's good corn. Tall. This is going to be lots and lots of fun here. Making another cut right through the middle here. Fairly consistent. It runs in that 235 to 250 range a lot. Maybe just a smidge disappointing, but that's dang good corn. So one thing I am noticing, the areas that we replanted right there are awful, and they are going to bring our average down big time. So everything else is really good. That stuff is not so good, and we'll see. We're over 200 in field average, and it's gonna keep climbing. It's gonna keep climbing. The best part of the field is over there. So, and the first 50 acres that we do here is all corn on corn from last year. So I'll be really curious to see once we get past that if the corn following wheat, if it jumps up a little bit there or not. I kind of expect it to. So we will see. All right, well, we're rolling through here. We've got a little over 25 acres done, and this round is going to pretty well fill the cart. May not be clear full, but it's going to be close. And the 2 trucks that are up there over the little ridge are also full. Phil's not back yet, so I think we're going to park it and take the 2 full trucks back, let Phil come up here and empty the cart, and get caught up hauling, and then we'll come back and keep going. Don't want to leave that one laying there. Goodness gracious, look at the size of that thing. That's a monster ear. Alright, well, we're dumping trucks. Our propane still hasn't come yet. We're down to like 6, 5.5. Yeah. We're supposed to be here at 10 o'clock tonight, so we're probably going to have to shut her down for a couple hours. Back to the combine. All right, well, the sun's going to be right in my eyes here. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. It sets early these days after the time change. So, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting my grain tank sample where I want it. It's a little bit dirty, but I feel like I'm throwing a few over the sieves. I've got, you guys remember when we did that power shutdown the other day and we found all those whole cobs in the rotor in the back where they weren't supposed to be? Well, I've got my concave set down almost, well, yeah, not quite half, but it's down to 20. Recommendation is 25 to 35, so I've got it way tight, but we're still not grinding it, so I'm okay with that. We slowed it way down, and I feel pretty good about those settings, so it is what it is. This is still, it's good corn, so we've got to kind of take our time here through it a little bit. Well, our yield is climbing rapidly. Every time I look at that, it drops. Like it was just running 260. Anyway, our average is climbing pretty quickly. When we started 3 rounds ago, it was at 213. We're up to 216, so picking up about a bushel or 3/4 of a bushel on every round here. And it's really, it's good. It's going to get better as we keep moving that way, it appears. Yeah, look there. Did it again. Anyway, if you look at the yield maps, you can see there was a big area up here that was replant corn. We're out of that now. Into these shorter rows in front of the woods, it's still really good. When we get into here, it's going to be even better, I hope. It's also pretty good quality corn. When we took those loads back, it was 23-24% moisture, which is plenty wet. Not terrible, but plenty wet. But it was 55-pound test weight plus in that wet, and usually corn will pick up a couple of pounds of test weight points as it dries. So as we run it through the dryer, that corn may come out at 57-pound test weight, which is really good. So good stuff. So I have legit late game challenger tonight. He doesn't know we're playing, but it's a legit challenger. I have not had one of those for a while because Dad and Phil turn their lights on when it's, you know, middle of the afternoon. Let's see who wins. All right, we've made it up to our 3rd irrigation lane right there. This is the one that goes just past the edge of the trees in the woods. So when we get down here, we've got to do our end rows that kind of go through the middle and the back there where we were pulling the gun out too. I'm really interested to see how good those are going to be. There, I found some of the good stuff. Look at that. Oh, it's awesome. Man, that's good corn. Told you it's going to keep getting better. Gonna keep climbing. So, yeah, we'll see if we can't open this up a little bit more and get across the back there. That should be, I don't know. It's good. I think I'm gonna lose here. I think I'm gonna have to turn all the lights on. It's getting awfully dark, and I'm trying to do end rows where I gotta be able to actually steer. If I was using the auto steer, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Alright. It's interesting to me that this corn is not nearly as tall. This is the same variety that we have been in. It hasn't changed yet. It's just as good a corn, but it's like 4 feet shorter. Interesting. Why is that? Compaction? Shouldn't yield as good then, right? I don't know. Weird. Well, there's that. Nice. Look at that color. The camera doesn't do it justice. That is so cool. Take that up. Awesome. Awesome. It's even better when it's good corn. Alright, well, we're jumping over. We're getting out away from those trees, and we're out of the stuff that's corn on corn. We're going to come out right behind the building site. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see the tree up there. And there's still a little dip here where there was a little bit of replant corn. It kind of goes all the way across this field, but there's some good stuff out here. Come on, hit 3. No. Yep. I'll show you, we'll see when we get to the front, we'll look at the load. See, I can, on my monitor here, I can hit this, oh yeah, look at that. I can hit this button and it will show me just the round totals, like since the last time I turned the unloading auger on and off. 242 right now, that's good. We'll see what it is when we get to the front here. Well, that passed from the back to the front, 268.5 average. That's good. See what I mean about the height? This is that same hybrid, and then it gets shorter. Weird. I don't know. It's good. I'm curious to see. So there's another 16 rows on the other side of that lane that he's in right now that is this same hybrid, and then we switch into a new 110 day that both of my agronomists assure me will be better than this corn. We'll see. We'll see. But this is pretty good. We aren't complaining about this. Wow. Hello there, moon. Come on, camera. Just doesn't quite get it right, but that's okay. Good sunset, now a cool moonrise. And yes, it's still good corn. Our average is climbing, it's a little slower now, but it is still moving up. We're north of 220, and it's going well. So we're getting into these longer rows here now, and I can still see the same things that we were seeing up here. Anywhere there is replant, it is just killing us. But nothing I can do about that. If I didn't replant it, there would be nothing there, so still better than that. But this corn is so good, and our rows are getting long enough now. We're still not even into half-mile long rows, but I'm almost full by the time I get from one end down to the other. So Ben's got to catch me with the grain cart right after we turn around, or fairly shortly after, so that I can start unloading. And then we've got to unload the entire length of the field to make sure that I'm empty when we get up there to the end before I turn around, so that we're only dumping going towards the trucks. Okay, well, Phil just came on the radio and said that he was just dumping that last truck, and the orange light on our wet bin came on, which means that the two trucks that we have here loaded and the grain cart that we have here loaded will fill our wet bin. And since our dryer is not running currently, waiting on our propane to get here tonight, we're just going to park it. And we're going to call this a night. So we got right at 50 acres done, 49 3/4, and we're at 222 average, which is not bad. This field should continue to get better, like I said. So we'll continue to get better back in here. Now this front half is still a sand ridge, so it's going to look a lot similar to what we've got up in here. But notice this one purple pocket that we had there, that was all replant corn. See this streak that we've got right across here that's not any good? Well, I mean, it's good, but it's not as good. That's replant corn. Now, this one right through here, that's our center lane. Focus, come on. That's our center lane in the irrigation stuff, so that's not really going to change all the way across. But there's a pocket right here that was replant corn. There's a pocket back here that was replant corn. So you get outside of that replant corn. In fact, let me see if I can see right here. Yeah, 12W66 was the original planted variety. It's averaging 230. I can't get, it just shows me the current variety that I'm in. If I was in a replant spot, it would show me what that was doing. But so for that to be bringing down our, and how many acres? 41 acres of it has averaged 230, so that means that the other 8 acres has brought it down 8 bushel the acre. It means it's not very good corn. Relative, not very good corn. So is what it is. We aren't going to worry too much about it. It's still going to keep climbing and getting better. There are going to be pockets in this field that are phenomenal corn. I don't know that the whole field's going to average 250 though. I don't think we're going to get there. We may get up to 230, 235, which is still excellent. I wish my phone was better at night pictures, because that one was pretty cool with the moon in the background there. Dumping trucks. We got one light ready to come back on yet. I noticed the light we had above our door was out, so I'm going to put a new one up here, see if I can fix it. It's a little loose too, which is a problem. So we're gonna fix that. All right, well, I got my light fixed. I think we have it sufficiently bright. That one's a bright one, and that one's a bright one, and that one's a bright one. So we're all lit up here. That's good, and we're full. Okay, guys, I am heading home. 8:30, relatively early. So we got held up a little bit by not having that propane, but like I said, they're supposed to be there tonight about 10 o'clock. Phil was going to try and start the dryer up tonight, which means I'm going to be back in the middle of the night to check on it. Yeah, we're going to keep shelling in there, up there tomorrow, working on that irrigated corn. We'll see how it goes as we get across the field. Like I said, we're going to get into a different variety that hopefully that one will be a little bit better still. It's good corn. I got to admit, I'm a touch disappointed. I thought it might be a little bit better where we were getting started, but those replant areas are really bringing the average down. And, you know, it was really dry all summer. We couldn't keep up. We knew we couldn't keep up with the water, so maybe I had my expectations a little bit too high, but we put a lot of work into it, and we are, I mean, we're at least 50 bushel better than that other field, and probably going to be better than that. So, you know, it's good. We did a good job, and it's good corn. So, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. One more thing I almost forgot, and this is very, very important. Tomorrow, which now, while you're watching this, if you have not yet voted, go and vote. Go vote. It's very important. Please.